Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Real Life English C1 podcast. My name is Dan.
And my name is James. Hello, everyone.
Hello, indeed. And today, James, we have a very exciting subject. Memes versus GIFs.
Memes and GIFs. So we're talking about social media. We're talking about technology. I'm fascinated in this subject. I don't know about you, Dan.
To be honest, I've never really given it a second thought, James. So to get us started, what would you describe a meme as and a GIF as?
So a meme, this is a fascinating concept to me. So a meme was originally invented by the writer Richard Dawkins, who he defined it as being a single unit of culture in the same way that a gene is a single unit of genetic information. So a meme is something, it could be a symbol, it could be an image, a picture, it could be a video, it could be a word. So for instance, if I said aliens, and you know what that means, and I know what that means, then it's a meme. It's a shared experience and a shared cultural moment that we have because of something that we both know about. And what's happened recently, of course, is with the internet, the group of people who know about that one specific thing has expanded globally. So a meme is something that people know about and that they share the meaning of. I hope that makes sense.
Wow, I had no idea. I thought a meme was just a still image with a bit of text on, and a GIF was an animated image with a bit of text on. But
well, it can be, exactly, yeah. But as long as we all understand what it means and we kind of relate to each other through sharing that information, then it's a meme.
Oh, fascinating. Okay, well, seeing as we've got that the main hurdle, now I know what a meme and a GIF really are. Why would you say memes and GIFs are so popular today, James?
So I think this is down to social media, and social media has become such a normal part of our lives now. And I think it's just become part of the fabric of the way that we communicate. So for example, businesses, if you're trying to advertise a product, a meme or a GIF or something like that, that you know your audience will connect with is a fantastic way of getting your product out there. So for example, IKEA recently put out a meme as part of their advertising campaign. They said, oh yes, come and buy a trophy cabinet for the England football team for when they win, which is brilliant because they know that their audience will immediately understand the shared reference and they're getting their brand across. So people will be talking about IKEA and, oh, did you see the funny meme? But yeah, it's a fantastic way of getting your brand out there. So I think that's partly why it's so popular, that they're used a lot of the time. And then I think also like things like GIFs. Now, Dan, we were having a conversation about this the other day, actually, about GIFs. I mean, do you use GIFs particularly?
You see, James, GIFs have, in a very strange way, now replaced text.
I agree.
If I'm speaking, if a friend messages me, and I really can't be bothered typing out a big paragraph, I can easily replace that paragraph with a very simple meme that gives, without being specific, it gives my general vibe of the question or comment that's been sent to me.
Picture is worth a million words, as they say.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's fascinating to me as well, because originally there was emoticons, which are the very simple, and it's just, a colon and a bracket to make a smiley face. And then that was replaced with emojis a bit down the line. And now we have GIFs. So you feel that with technology, as it evolves over time, the way we communicate as human beings to each other has also evolved and changed. I find that absolutely fascinating because, I mean, are we going back to the days of hieroglyphics? Are we going beyond written language? It's all very, very fascinating stuff.
It is, yes. I've never really thought about it like that before. But there is a downside, though, James, I find anyway, with particularly emoticons compared to GIFs. With emoticons, you can get the completely wrong impression.
Yes, you can, absolutely.
But whereas with GIFs, it's because it's animated. Sometimes it comes with text. It's pretty hard to get that confused with what's being put to you.
Absolutely. And the thing I find fascinating about GIFs is that because a lot of them come from Hollywood movies or well-known cultural products, a video game or a film or something, that there can be a GIF for anything, really. All you need to do is take a line of dialogue from a film, take it out of context, and it can be used to express something completely different. So whatever emotion or message you're trying to communicate, you'll be able to with a GIF from somewhere because there are millions. So it's very, very versatile. It's an interesting way to communicate, a new way of communicating.
It is. And to put a slight competition on it,
oh yeah,
which do you think is most popular between a GIF and a meme? Because for me, I do like a meme, but in everyday life, I will send more GIFs than I do memes.
I feel like in communication, if you're messaging somebody, GIFs are fantastic. Yeah, and they are very, very expressive. And I use them all the time. I love GIFs as well.
Yeah, I find you find yourself collecting like your favorite GIFs, almost as if like your favorite albums or your favorite movies. You've got your top 10 GIFs to use.
What's your favorite GIF? What's hot right now in the GIF world?
Oh, I love the. Have you ever seen the angry girl shaking?
Oh, that's a classic. I love that one.
Really angry.
I think my favorite one is it's a shot of Jack Nicholson from, I think it's maybe The Departed or another Hollywood film, and he's just nodding and looking very excited.
Yes, the sinister grin, and it's zooming into him. Yes, that is.
And it's so unclear what he's trying to communicate, but it's great, and you can use it in all kinds of different ways. So maybe that's one of the appeals of GIFs. They can be so personalized, and it really depends on what you're trying to communicate, but they can be useful for all different reasons.
Yes, and I find with you get more questions when you send a meme. Like there's always someone will say, I don't quite get it, because they don't get the pop culture reference. They've not seen that film or
played the video game.
Yeah. Whereas a GIF, because you do get the baseline of what you mean by it, but it can be interpreted as, for example, the smiling thing. That could be an agreement. That could be something sinister.
It's a bit ambiguous. Yeah, exactly. And this leads me on to another point, actually, that I find very, very interesting, is that GIFs and memes, they've become this really interesting way of kind of bonding groups together. So if you, for example, your social group, your friends, if you all love Star Wars memes, for example, and you all share them to each other all the time, and you all understand what they're referring to, and you all know what it means, that tightens the bonds between the group, which I find absolutely fascinating. And it can happen even between strangers. So for example, if there's a particular political movement and they want to attract and they want to engage with their audience, all they need to do is use memes and GIFs and some of these other pop culture advertising techniques. And all of a sudden, it's a shared identity and it's a shared idea of what it means to be part of that group. So it's the way it gets used is evolving all the time. And it's very, very clever.
Yeah, I agree. Like you say, these things can be used for political means, advertising, general conversation. They have so many uses, and it's fascinating how, like you say, like political movements have used it to spread their word or their policies. It's fascinating from just such a tiny thing. Like Absolutely. You don't have to put too much effort into it. It's not a film. It's not an album. It's not a big sprawling commercial. It's just a simple meme or a simple GIF.
Absolutely. So what's next for the GIF, Dan? Are we going to have smells as GIFs going forward?
Oh, I hope not.
No, I think the technology would have to evolve a bit more before that happens.
Oh yes, and my nostrils will have to evolve a lot as well to withstand it.
Oh, absolutely.
So on the last question of our podcast today, James, which is better and why? So which do you prefer, memes or GIFs?
I think memes overall, mainly because a GIF, you can use a GIF as a meme in a way. And memes, they can be quite diverse. So still pictures can be memes, sentences or phrases can be memes, little videos can be memes. I think it's very, very diverse, and they can be used on all different forms of social media. And I think with memes, if you see the meme and you know what it means, it's very effective in communicating the message. So memes, I think, they're very, very useful, and to me, they're very interesting. So there you go.
Yes, see, I'm struggling to decide. You put a very good argument there for memes, but I do really like just how the simplicity and ambiguity of a GIF.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I mean, yeah, it's all useful and fun stuff to play with, isn't it, on
Yeah.
social media? Find your English voice with IQ Global. Go to our website, www.iqglobal.com, to find out more.